Right, guys, and welcome. Happy Monday morning. Actually, it's about noontime, but welcome to the hobby room. Now, we're not actually in the hobby room, but what this video is today is something of a mission statement. What I mean to do, a lot of you guys have heard me, waffling on about how I'm going to do a YouTube channel and start taking this video thing more seriously, and I am. So, what I wanted to put together today, we're not going to be covering any topics or doing any projects. I have no information to pass on. This is strictly a mission statement to kind of fill you guys in on what it is that I want to be doing. So this is an official mission statement. You're gonna have to forgive me through this entire video. I've got my notes here because I don't want to leave anything out, and I really do have, a purpose for this video. So first off, I've come up with the name for this thing, and we're gonna call it the hobby room. And the reason for that is down on my first floor, I have a hobby room. It's a workshop that was built out. Myself and my friend Travis built it out in my home, and it allows me the extreme luxury of doing all my RC stuff in the house with the TV and the air conditioning and the heat. I'm not stricken to a garage. I'm not in a shed on the corner of the property. I'm super duper lucky to have that luxury. But I always say, hey, I'm going to go down to the hobby room. Hey, would you like to come to the hobby room? Where are you? I'm in the hobby room. So as I was trying to name this page, I was trying to come up with all these clever things, and then it just dawned on me, why not just call it the hobby room? That's what I've called it since day one. So the point and purpose of this entire page, I would like to bring you guys content that's relevant to your hobby. We are going to be covering everything. And that is because I tend to have a lot of hobbies. Now, I really don't do static models. There's a lot that I don't do. But we're going to be covering everything from, vintage RC. There's going to be obviously a focus on vintage Tamiya, because that's what I'm currently on a kick about. That doesn't mean I'll exclude other brands. This is an A-Stamp RC10. We're going to be going through a light refinishing of that. A lot of you guys who know me well know that I rebuild engines for hire, everything from 2-strokes to 4-strokes. The G62, which any of you guys who know me know that that's my go-to engine. And we're going to be covering everything from brand new in box to rebuilds and everything in between. So that leaves me with a bit of a sticky bit in titling these videos. And I'd like to hear some input from you guys. So comment down below if you have some input, or call me, those of you who have my phone number, is how do I let you know what the point and purpose of that video is prior to you clicking on it. I had thought about making a series of signs and just doing like airplanes or RC cars. That way, when you're scrolling through either Facebook or YouTube, if you're an airplane guy and I'm about to fire off a car video, and that's not what you want to see, I don't want to waste your time by clicking on it and having you go, oh, it's about RC cars, and then clicking it off, and now I've put you off of my videos. I don't want to do that. So I'm still kind of trying to come up with a clever way of letting you guys know what the content of the video is, other than the title, prior to you actually clicking on the video. So what do we need to do here to get this thing going? First of all, I have allocated a certain number of dollars to projects that are just for content on this show. And we're talking about everything from airplane builds to RC car builds. And these are things that they exist not for me. It's not my personal private collection of stuff. It's things that I feel are relevant, that we could do a cool video about, that I will then sell on, donate on, primarily sell on, to try to bring more cash back in so that I can purchase the next project to bring back to the page. So with that having been said, I will be setting up a Patreon for the channel. I will also be setting up a PayPal for the channel. Actually, that's already set up. A PayPal for the channel. And I wanted to be super duper clear about something. I absolutely build for hire. I rebuild engines for hire. And that's how I keep my lights on. That's how I keep my phone bill paid. That's what I am doing, for supplemental income at the moment. But donations that are made to the page, I want to be crystal clear about this. Donations that are made to the channel for the Hobby Room go to the Hobby Room exclusively. Whether you donate $1 or if you donate $100, if you donate an engine, it will be expressly for the channel. So if you say to me, hey Chris, here's this RC car, could you use this for content? I'd like to donate it to the channel. Great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that in. I'm going to make a video out of it. I'm going to make a project out of it, get the content out to you guys, and then I might even resell that car now in the interest of purchasing items to bring back onto the channel for more content. So I wanted to be clear to you guys that your donations to this channel don't go into my front pocket. They go into the channel, and it's so that I can continue to do this, so that I can further the hobby for myself, but generate content for you guys. Now, please reach out to me if you wish to, sponsor the page, if you wish to, be a part of the page in some way. Give me a call. Don't shoot me an email. I don't check my emails. Shoot me a message on Facebook and let me know what your ideas are. I'd love to hear them. It's only going to equate to more content, more views, which is going to lead to better production value. I mean, as of right now, I wish you could see how elementary my rig is. I have 2 lights. I've got my iPhone on a tripod with a little shield around the microphone so that you guys can hopefully hear me better. But I'd like to bring better lighting. I went yesterday to buy a lapel mic, and apparently the office stores, I'm not going to mention company names, I'll tell you in a minute. The big box office stores don't sell lapel mics, so I wasn't able to grab one of those yesterday for the purpose of making this video. But that's really what this is going to boil down to, is I'm going to continue to take everything that comes my way and roll it back into the channel in the interest of picking up more content, picking up better equipment, raising the bar in terms of the quality, the production value, so that I can ultimately deliver you guys a better product. Now, that brings up an interesting point. I started to think about what I want the page to feel like. And this could have gone in many, many different directions. Gavin Evans runs a page called RC Kicks that I watch religiously. I've seen every episode. And Gavin, keep up the good work. Love it, buddy. Your production value is through the roof. None of us wonder what famous automotive show you watch that has influenced you so much. But again, if you look at a guy like Gavin Evans and RC Kicks, and I will reference other people's pages. I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes. His production value is through the roof. I really don't aspire to that. It's cool. It's awesome. Again, it's what I watch, but it's not the content that I want to bring to you. You can look at Glenn Barclay, Tamiya Legends. Glenn has been massively inspiring. His page is much more, you feel like you're sitting at the table with the guy. You feel like he's, one of your mates that you could go and have a beer with, and it would be as natural to meet him in person as it would be to watch one of his videos, because he just exudes that comfortable, natural, you're hanging out with him at his workbench, and take it for what it is. And if you don't like it, shut the video off and move along. I'd like to kind of fall somewhere in between. I'd like to bring a high production value to the table, but I would also like for this to be a very natural, very comfortable thing. I want you guys to feel, we should all feel like we're hanging out right now, and you should be able to watch my video and feel as though you know me, because truthfully, after watching God knows how many hundreds of Glenn and Gavin's videos, I feel like I know them, although they don't know me from Adam, and that says a lot about what an awesome job they've done. So what I'm going to do is, if my hobby room is a mess, you're going to see the mess. If I'm in a bad mood, you're going to see my bad mood. If I think something sucks, I'm going to say, this is a piece of shit and it sucks. And I'm going to be honest about it, because I don't wish to sugarcoat, pad. There's the whole thing going on about whether RC stuff is toys, therefore is it for children? So how does it get ranked on YouTube and on Facebook? And I'll tell you right now, my channel is not for children. I'm going to use bad words. I might occasionally have a cocktail. If something sucks, I'm going to say it sucks. If something's brilliant, I'm going to say it's brilliant. This is not a children's show. This is meant to be no different than you and I hanging out in the hobby room. So there we have that. Sponsors. Sponsoring means a lot of different things. If you have a company, there's several who I work with, and you'd like to get involved and you'd like to sponsor on some level, whether it's sending a silly little item or sending a t-shirt, feel free, reach out to me. I need t-shirts. So if you sell a product, if you work for a company, and I wear a large, if anybody's asking, and you want to have your t-shirt featured on the channel, reach out to me. I'll send you my address, zoom me over a t-shirt, and you'll see it on one of the videos. If you've got a product that you want to push, if it's such that I can actually make a video about that product, I will. If it's a product that could be included in a pre-existing video, like let's say you make, I just did that, let's say you make screwdrivers. Great, send me a set of screwdrivers. I'll mention, hey, so-and-so screwdriver company sent me these, thank you very much, and I'll use them as I'm doing what I'm doing. I have no problem interlacing other people's products into my video to help you guys to further what you're doing. Because once again, the whole point and purpose of this channel is to grow the hobby, is to share information. None of this should be proprietary. We should all have the same information. We should all have the same advantages. And if I can boost your business or gain you a little bit of exposure while at the same time making my hobby experience and the channel's hobby experience better, well, then I'm going to call that a win across the board. Additionally, and this will be kind of the last thing I'm going to touch on, is if you're a cottage industry company, and we'll get into this, I'm not mentioning anybody right now, if you're a guy who works in his garage or in his basement or in his hobby room and makes a widget or makes a thing, send one to me. I'll put it on the channel. I'll send it back to you. I'm not trying to do this to gain free swag or free stuff. If you make a widget and you're trying to sell said widget, send one over. I'll pop it up in a video. I'll mention you. If I feel it's not a piece of garbage, if it's garbage, I'll just say, hey, I don't think this is a fit. Thank you very much, but no thank you. But if you make a thing, I know we're going to be getting into some wheel chalks. I have two friends who make wheel chalks that are brilliant, and they will be mentioned in future episodes. But really, I'd like to support the little guy. I'd like to support the businesses, and all of that will exist to support this channel and basically keep it going. So that's the whole theme, guys. You're going to get natural me. You're going to get a natural setting. Anything that comes into the channel is going to get rolled back into the channel in hopes of pushing this thing forward and keeping it going. So with that having been said, look for the release of the YouTube page shortly. I could still use some help on that, and you guys gave me great advice. At this point, I actually need somebody to come in and give me a little hand. And by come in, I mean physically come to my house and show me. I'm hashing out the last few bits, but I've got one buddy who I will mention working on my logo at the moment. I've had a few people reach out with some advice on how to, put together the YouTube, how to put together the Patreon. So it's still very much a work in progress, but I'm going to be sending out some beta videos through Facebook just to give you guys the feel of what's going on. So that's it. I guess enough waffling on. I hope you guys tune in and watch my future videos. I'm going to be looking down below at how many views the videos get. Feel free, guys, reach out, comment, tell me if I do a video that's shit, tell me it's shit and tell me why it's shit. And if I agree with you, then I'll shift the direction this way. If you say, hey, that's brilliant, let me give you an example. I did a video quite a while back about fuel and oil where I did a breakdown. I can't tell you how many people at various events have walked up to me and thanked me for doing that video. It's amazing. I mean, so I know that video is the type of content that you guys like. It was an explanation. It had a little bit of science. It had a little bit of personality. And in terms of Facebook views for a little guy like me, it was a great success. I've also put out videos that I thought were quite important that got no views. That must mean that you guys think it's garbage. Or if you don't think it's garbage, you just don't think it's interesting. So that tells me what direction I need to move in and what it is that keeps your guys' interest. So either way, keep an eye out. I will be giving you guys updates. Keep watching the videos. Keep watching the beta videos. When the YouTube gets released, you're going to see some of these videos like this one rebroadcast on YouTube because that will, of course, be a much wider audience. But in the meantime, YouTube is going to be, or Facebook is going to be my feeler, my sensor, as it were, as to how to move forward. So, guys, thank you very much for your time. Enjoy your week, and look for my next video. Have a good one.